Hello, my name is Kambiz Afrasiabi. I'm a medical doctor from California, United States of America. The purpose of this video today, the 29th of April of the year 2020, is to share some facts about COVID-19 with all of you. In the last several months, we have all heard a lot about this virus, and we have witnessed a lot of catastrophe. This overview would share the information that I have gathered through literature search and published articles, published scientific articles in this regard. The COVID-19, or the new coronavirus of 2019, is a single-stranded positive sense RNA virus, which usually causes infection in animals, but clearly there has been transmission from animals to human beings as well. The scientists have sequenced the virus and aligned it with other coronaviruses and also all the other viruses, the sequences of which exist in the computer system. The very surprising results that have come out following sequencing the virus and aligning it with other coronaviruses is that there are 4 inserts in this virus which are very similar to the HIV or AIDS virus. I can remember many years ago when I had a personal meeting with Professor Albert Sabin, the co-discoverer of a polio vaccine. I said to him, Professor Sabin, isn't that beautiful that AIDS virus does not get spread the way flu virus gets spread? Imagine that would happen, God forbid. Then the whole civilization would be at risk of elimination. He looked at me and agreed with my statements. Today, part of my fear, a good part of my fear, has come true. We are witnessing 4 inserts meticulously designed from HIV virus that exist in the new coronavirus, the so-called COVID-19. Without any doubt, this is not the work of nature. This is made in the lab by people and scientists who have mastered the field in a very exceptional way. The 2 major proteins of the HIV or AIDS virus, in other words, namely GP120 and GAG, are in this virus. And indeed, they are represented in the spikes on the capsid of the virus. The spike or S part of the virus has an S1 and an S2 subcompartment. The job of the spike is to attach to the receptor of the cell that the virus is invading and then fuse into the membrane. The GAG part of the protein of the spike of the virus is the one that does the job of attachment. And also processing of the virus to a certain degree. The GP120 part of the insert of HIV that is in this virus recognizes the target and attaches and fuses into the membrane, specifically CD4 or helper T cell. My fear today is that the complex interplay of this virus with the immune system might make it very difficult, or God forbid, impossible to make a vaccine. And I hope I would be proven to be wrong. And I'm afraid I might not. The design or the designers of this virus in a very amazing, ingenious way have changed some of the amino acid residues in the GP120 and GAG proteins of the among the 4 inserts of the HIV virus which exists in this virus to a positively charged amino acids. And how does it make this virus much more serious? In order for the virus to attach to the receptor, the receptors are, generally speaking, negatively charged. And the surface, the part of the virus that attaches to the receptor is positively charged. So the designers of the virus have made it significantly more positive. In other words, much more sticky to the receptor. So the virus has been weaponized into a virus that recognizes the target, identifies and recognizes to the target, I repeat the statement, identifies and recognizes the target, and is very sticky when it attaches to the target. The few variable portions of the GP120 and GAG proteins of the HIV virus that exist in this virus are significantly more similar to the AIDS virus that exists in Asia and Africa. What does that mean? That means this virus, COVID-19, is expected to have a significantly more lethality through much better adhesion to the target receptors, specifically CD4, which is indeed the helper T cell, which is shared by the HIV virus or AIDS virus, the HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. In the last 40 years or so, since the time the first infection was reported with human immunodeficiency virus, we have not become able to generate a vaccine. Now, COVID-19 carries the two most important proteins of the AIDS virus in its spikes. So I'm afraid that the hope that is given for generation of a vaccine against this virus might not be that much realistic. And that's my fear. I'm sharing that today with all of you so that we all start to think, what should we do? What can we do? My general suggestions is get involved in regular exercise, smart diet, and think positively and take fear away from your minds. By doing so, you would potentially minimize your risk. In addition, continue to respect social distancing and don't joke with that. This virus has arrived, it's manufactured, it's not the work of nature, it is man-made, it has been generated by the genius people in the field. I exemplify them to the Bobby Fischer of chess in virology. It's here to stay. It would change our lives forever. It has already changed the ecosystem. It is expected to come in waves. We should make sure we don't get any false sense of security. We should not go to public places without masks, gloves, and all the hygienic measures that have been publicized. Let's hope that somehow a vaccine could come into existence. But my question to the people that are making the vaccine is, what are you gonna make the vaccine against? If you're gonna make it against the spike, at the end of the day, it is this spike of the virus that gets exposed to the helper T cell. And inside the spike of the virus, you have GP120 and GAG of the AIDS virus that could potentially, specifically if you are from Africa and Asia, that could potentially disarm your immune system and generate room for further progression. Not infrequently, we have seen cases that the patient has recovered and then got the disease again, or the test has turned negative and positive again. I think this has to do with the complex interplay of the virus through its HIV similar spikes with our immune system. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that our civilization would pass through this very treacherous period of history. And while we are doing our best, we all pray. Thank you.